In this video, we are going to see what is class and ID in HTML. If you are new to this channel, then please check out my playlist named Full Web Development Course for previous video of this series. Hey, my name is Raj, you are watching Coder, and if you are interested in programming web development, then please hit that like and subscribe button, and let's start after this small intro. Let's see what is class and ID in HTML. So both this class and ID are attribute of HTML, is used to specify some extra name to HTML elements. So here I have written 3 elements, h1, h2 and h3, and now I want to change the color of h1, h2 and h3. For changing the color, you already know that how to write style attribute. So for that I will use a internal CSS. So that is inside the head tag you have to write style tag. So inside this style tag we are going to write h1, h2 and h3. So inside h1 I will write color red and I will save it, and you can see the color of h1 is changed. Now I will change the color of h2. Similarly copy that and save this. So here you can see I have changed the color of all h1. For changing the color of all 3, I have to write 3 times. I have to write the same code, means color red, 3 times for every tag. 1 time for h1, h2 and h3. But how I can write this thing only 1 time and use this color red multiple time in any tag? Like if I have a p tag, and if I have to change the color of that p tag, then I have to write here again p and then color red. So to solve that problem, we remove this all things, and I will define a class here inside the style tag. So to define that class, I have to write a dot, and then I will write any name which you want to give to that class. So like I am writing here color red, and inside that you have to write the property which you want to change. So here I want to change the color to red. So now I will copy this, and inside this h1 I have to write a attribute that is class, and inside this I will paste that color red, and you can see here the color of h1 is changed. And similarly if I want to change the color of h2, then I will write the class and I will paste that, and inside the h3 also, and similarly inside the p, and I will save. So you can see now inside the style tag I have written only one class, that is class red, and I am using that same class multiple times. And so here my code is also smaller, and I don't have to write multiple times the same code, the same property that I want to change in all elements. So this is the benefit of writing class. So this is how the class is defined, and class is used in multiple elements of HTML. Take another example. If I want to write this h1, so if I want this h1 inside the center of the screen, so I will define another class that is text center. So here I will write text, and you can give any name. Like I will not give text center, I will write border center, and inside that you have to write the property, so text align center, and now I will use the border center inside the h1. So you can write here we have already written color red class, and inside the class you can write multiple classes. So for that just only give a space and write the another class that you want to write. So h1 is now in the center of the screen, and similarly if I want to change the position of h3, then I will paste this in h3. So this is how you can use the classes in HTML, and you have understood the benefit of writing class in HTML. Now let's see what is ID. So ID is also similar to classes, but here like I will write another h1 that is id, and h2 id2. So this is basically I am writing again h1 and h2, but this time I will write here the id. So to define id inside the style, I have to write a hash. So in class we use dot, but in id we use hash. I am writing id1, and the color of the id1 will be violet, and you have to write this inside the tag, and you have to call that id inside the h1 or any tag you want to call. So write id and then the name of that id, and when I save this, then the color of id is changed. And now here I will write, so again I will write here id in h2, and I will write id1. So here you can see the color is changed, but this inside the id, this thing which we are doing is wrong, because id can only be called inside one element. Means the h1 we have given id, that is id1. So if I want to give an id to h2, then I have to write some other names. Like I can write here id2, id3, id4 or anything, but I cannot write id1. But here you can see the color is changing. That is because this is simple CSS, but it will give an error inside the JavaScript. So I will not showing you that error because we have not covered yet the JavaScript, so I am skipping that part. So just for now understand that if we use id, if we use same id in multiple elements, then we will get get an error in our JavaScript, and that will create a huge problem. So that's why we don't use. So unlike ID, inside this class we have used this similar class, that is class red. In all tags we have used the class red property. So this is the right way, because classes are built to used in multiple tags in HTML, but the ID is developed only to be used in one element. And if you want to use ID to another element, then you have to write other name, such as here I want to give an ID to this h2, then I cannot write the ID1 because ID1 is assigned to this h1 tag. So here I have to write some other name like ID2, ID3. So in this way you can use ID. I hope you understand the benefit of writing classes and ID. So if you enjoyed this video, then please hit that like and subscribe button. So see you in next video with another topic of HTML.